So we have a couple of new parts that came in. We have the Radiator guard from RadGuard, Australia. Looks pretty good quality. Looks like there's some cushioning on the back to protect the actual radiator at the attachment site. You can see these hooks up top and bottom, latch it on, bolt placement. Given the radiator location, less complications from fairings, of course. And put this radiator guard on, take it for a ride, and comment on any increased heat that I think people are concerned about. I don't think heat's going to be an issue though, so we'll see. Okay, so we got the fairing off both sides. You can see there's a screw here, a screw down here to the oil cooler. Those are both points where the fairing is mounted with a screw, and finally over here is the last screw. There's only 3 screws that need to be taken off. Okay. When you first take the fairing off, the tricky part is actually prying off the part which is mounted with a grommet right here, the part just under the BMW symbol. You really can't see under there, and you think there's a screw because it's so difficult to pull out. But what you really have to do is, what I do, is once you get this screw out of here, there's a grommet here as well, which detaches. You just pull that out, and once this is pulled out, you can then apply a lot of force over here and pull this out as well, and that takes the fairing off. So we have the radiator guard just hooked here. It's very simple actually. Tells you to take the coolant reservoir off on this side to make things easier, but I don't see any reason why you have to do that. The back side of the guard has hooks. I don't know if you can see them here, but it just the hook just wraps as an extension of the piece itself. Piece of metal, L-shaped, like this, and it just hooks right into the back side and secures the bottom. There's padding on the contact points, and that's hooked on both sides right now. It's pretty much holding itself up. Now I'm just gonna bolt it in using the stock bolts up top. You can see there. So put a bolt in here, and then we'll move on to the oil cooler. Put the fairings back on, and that should be done. Okay, we've got it all bolted up here. Screw attachment, top piece fits in there very well, and the bottom piece, which hooks over the top, and then the bottom is a zip tie. So it'd be nice to have no zip ties involved, to be honest, but still seems like a nice quality piece. Everything's very secure. It fits really well. It doesn't require too much struggling, but is a close enough fit that you have to maneuver it on pretty carefully, but satisfied so far. We'll see if the temp increases with it on. I just don't think it will, but I'll keep an eye on that temperature and talk about it later on in the video. Alright?
So I'm not sure how well this is going to come across on the camera and this lighting. I don't think it's very important to make it look incredibly cute in terms of, you know, the good angle and everything, but you can see the dirty bike with the RadGuard on it. This is what it looked like for, you know, 80% of the people that own this bike that ride it more than clean it. And it just looks better. You don't have that interruption of the black theme that bothered me so much. So a lot of it is really appearance. I wasn't that concerned about rocks destroying my radiator, even though I'm sure it has happened and does happen. It was just really more of an appearance thing. I want to keep the naked look, of course, but sometimes when there's an odd color interruption, it screws with me. So it works well. It's on there. It's tucked in good. Anyway, no overheating, no high temps. It's also winter in San Diego, which isn't the coldest, but really the outdoor temps really don't get much higher than mid 70s or so, at least not since the time I've lived here. Yeah, it runs at typical temperatures, high hundreds, starting off 170. Usually when you're riding it at a decent pace, 170s or so. When you start slowing down and it's warmer outside, or when you're idling for a while, it can get up towards 220, 2 teens. But nothing excessive, nothing different from when I rode the bike without the radiator guard on it. Once again, not surprising. It's not like that guard is really holding heat in. I mean, the thing is porous, very, very porous. It's a screen. Just keeps boulders from getting through. Anyway, that's it. Got a couple of new pots coming in. They'll be up on the next video.